Sup guys, Nathan here, playing some more Team Fortress 2. This is another installment in the playlist I would call Dusty TF2, where I basically used the most underused weapons in a class designated. So right now I'm playing Soldier. I'm using the Cowmangler. That is my least used primary. My secondary is the Conqueror, I believe it's called. It's the blowhorn type of deal that gives you extra health when you activate it, or it doesn't give you extra health, it like heals you when you deal out damage. And then my melee is the pain train. I never ever use that for Soldier. So I'm just gonna warn you guys right now that this gameplay is not like super amazing, but that's kind of the idea. I mean, it's not like the goal in mind, but it is really hard to get good gameplay with these weapons, especially when you have that plus 10% damage or bullet vulnerability with the pain train. So one big thing about the Cowmangler that I've used while using this setup is to definitely not use the super mini crit shot that you are able to use with it, unless you're going against a sentry. And there you see I use the Conqueror to help push my team out of there. So yeah, unless you're going against a sentry, really the super mini boost crit shot thingy isn't really that worth it. And actually we can do the math to figure this out. So the Cowmangler does about 30 damage splash damage is what I've learned while using this, and it does about 40 for a direct hit. Oh, and watch me leave that engineer. I should have took him out other than that demo. So it does about 30 for splash damage, and let's assuming that you're going for splash damage here. 5 shots times 30 damage each is about 150 damage. And then if you have, let's see, the mini crit shot does about 90 damage for a direct impact. Plus you have the fire damage, which I believe amounts to like 30 maybe, something like that. We'll just call it 40 even. So if you have 90 plus 40, that amounts to 130 damage. And that's assuming that the player doesn't get extinguished with the fire or anything. So with that math, basically all 5 shots do a total of more damage than the super mini crit shot. Plus, when you fire the super shot, it leaves you vulnerable for at least 10 seconds because you have to reload all 5 shots in the Cowmangler, which it does have a slower reload time if you guys didn't know. So yeah. I really didn't enjoy using this weapon because it just feels like you're constantly reloading, you're always vulnerable. And the shots themselves don't even do that much damage. Like if I hit somebody, I want them to be down in 3 shots or so, but for this it takes like 6 to 7 shots for like a soldier or a demo man, because usually they're like overhealed or something. So man, I got taken out fast by that heavy. I thought I would survive a little bit because the shots would be blocked by whoever was in front of me. I can't remember which class that was, but... So moving on here, we have the Conqueror, and the reason I don't use this is that its effects are barely, if not even noticeable when in use. And basically, I think its like effects while in use are that it's like 10% of the damage that you do comes back as healing for you and your teammates. I don't know about the 10%, I was just kind of throwing in a random percentage there, but yeah, what you find out when you use it is that it barely does any, like, it barely heals you at all, even if your team is just dealing out all this damage, because I don't know, it's just not that noticeable. Like, you still die at the same pace, and you're not like the super like buffed person, or it's not like you're like invulnerable or something. So if you see like a buff banner, for example, with like a buff soldier and like 4 of his teammates surrounding him, what I've learned is to run away, because those mini crits just do a lot of damage added up over time, and you're just better to run away from that, or at least try to like get some pot shots and then go back undercover or something. So here we actually end up winning. I'll throw in another round as well as I try to chase this medic. So that's actually one super small downside, is that the end of the round the Cowmangler doesn't get critted like whatsoever, so that means that you don't get crits at the end of the round. But that's like a small you know, like con. I mean, I just noticed that now, but so moving on, we have the pain train, and for obvious reasons I don't use this. I mean, I don't know like a lot of people who do, unless they're in like Highlander like 6v6 and they want to cap a point. because for those of you who don't know, you get double cap speed, and this weapon is equipable by Demoman and soldiers. And for future reference, when I do the Demoman video, I'll probably not use the Pain Train, being it's already been featured in this one. So I don't use the Pain Train because the downside to the double cap rate is that you get 10% more damage, or bullet vulnerability against bullets, or damage vulnerability against bullets, sorry about that. And I really didn't notice it much, but I suppose it just kind of worked on me. I was getting kind of mad during trying to get some gameplay with this, as our medic pops here, but and by the way, pre-round, I told my medic 3 times not to Uber me, and he still ends up Ubering me, which is just so frustrating, because Cowmangler soldiers are just not good. Just leave me alone. I just want to get my gameplay and go away. So that kind of wraps it up for the items I'm using. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about after that, because I kind of went over the stats and everything, but if you guys notice, I'm using a new heads-up display. This is the Garmin HUD. I've used this HUD quite a bit before, and I do enjoy it a lot because it highlights all of the necessary numbers and pretty much deletes everything else. So, Garmin is also spelled G-A-R-M-3-N, by the way. I just wanted to let you guys know that, because when I searched for this HUD the first time, I did G-A-R-M-E-N, and if I remember correctly, I had trouble finding it, so just to let you guys know about that. And what I enjoy about this HUD is that the kill, what are they called, like the kill feed? Yeah, the kill feed is in the upper right corner, and it's very, very minimized, so it doesn't like take up the entire upper right corner of your screen. And one thing I do not like is that the chat is moved up as well, which I suppose this could be useful, but I find that it gets in the way just a little bit. Oh, and watch me just suicide there because of the stupid rocket jump damage, but so yeah, right now the other team is kind of holding our team near the entrance to the second point. It's kind of where most teams get clogged on Dust Bowl, and usually when that happens, the engineers end up setting like teleporters on the right side, which is exactly what our engineer actually starts doing in a little bit, I think. But yeah, so here you can see they're kind of holding this this like little building type of deal, and there you see, if you look in the center of the screen, kind of at the bottom, it says minus 23 in yellow, and that is the damage that splash damage does for the Cowmangler, and that is like nothing compared to the default rocket launcher or the direct hit. I mean, I don't know, I use the direct hit a little bit, and I actually do enjoy it because sometimes if you want to take out sentries, it's really good because it's only like 2 to 3 hits for level 3, but yeah, so that minus 23 damage is just not good. But there you see, actually, I get some splash damage for like minus 44, and then I think I get a direct hit, which is like minus 85. So as you can see, the damage really just is kind of weird on this weapon. And then I'm activating my Conqueror, not really for the extra health, but just to like kind of spur my team forward. That's probably the biggest pro that I like out of those type of like horn secondaries, is that they like add up to your momentum more than anything else. Oh, and then look at the sniper gets me with his SMG. I think I typed in chat, I was like, wow, dude. So right around here, I believe the spies start sapping. Well, there's a spy sapping our shit, but mainly the spies go for their shit, and then the sentries get down here a little bit as I kind of get stuck on this heavy. But that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. We end up winning, as you'll see in about 10 seconds as I go through the door here. Also, if you would, please leave a like. I really, really appreciate it, or a dislike. I don't really care either way. But also the question of the video, I would say, what is your favorite rocket launcher and why? My personal favorite is the default, as is a lot of people's, because it's just very standard, does good damage, and I don't know, it's good for rocket jumping. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day. Peace.